Welcome to another reading. If you're new here, then welcome. So I wanted to do something different today, and instead of doing a pick a card reading, we're going to do a reading for those that are going through some sort of depression. So this could be something recent or something that you have been struggling with for a long time. And before we get started, I just want to mention something. First off, there's nothing wrong with you. I know that you may feel like you're some sort of an outcast because of this depression, because whether it's something that you feel there should be no reason for going through it, or if there is a reason, maybe due to certain circumstances or traumas or something, the way maybe people treat you or how you feel about yourself, whatever it is, know that you're actually not the problem. It's the fact that you are awakened. You're basically feeling depression because your sensors are aware that there's something wrong with either your environment or your surroundings, whether it's some sort of injustice that is happening, whether whether it's that you're feeling how dumbed down and numb society and people are, whatever it is, it's like you are aware of what they call the matrix. You're aware of what is happening, and that's why you feel depressed, because you're aware of the truth. Okay, so don't allow yourself to get into the headspace that you're some sort of an outcast, or that you're alone, or you're facing this alone, because there are millions of people that are feeling what you are feeling. And it's interesting because maybe some of them you know, but aren't aware because they're keeping that hidden deep inside. Okay, so today we're going to find out some reasons that may be the root cause of this depression in your life, and possible ways you can get out of it. So let us find out what the root cause could be. Okay, so we got healing. We got temptation, and we got procrastination. So through this message, it's telling us that it's possible that the reason why you aren't healing, or why you're having a hard time getting out of this depression and feeling better, is because you're allowing temptations or distractions to remove you from that healing path. Okay, so remember that when you're healing, you can't be present in other areas. So for example, you need to, for some of you, you may need to truly isolate yourself because the people in your environment may be toxic or causing you to feel as you're feeling, okay? For others, it could be screen time. Scrolling too much and just being addicted to social media and constantly being on it could prevent you from healing, because you're then spiraling into a deeper depression by comparing yourself to what others have, or how successful others are, or the skills and talents that they have. And this is causing that depression to even go down further. Okay? Remember and be aware that the amazing life that people show isn't their reality. Okay? They're only showing the highlights of their life. And those aren't even possibly their actual life highlights. They're basically creating that amazing lifestyle just for a video. Because when they turn off that camera and when they actually live their life, it's totally different than what you're seeing. Okay? It's basically, for example, this setup I have here, right? This could be something that makes you think that my entire room is beautiful and floral and, but you're not seeing, the paint chipping off the walls. You're not seeing the mold on my ceiling or a leaky roof, or you're not seeing any of that. You're only seeing a glimpse of what I show you, right? So keep that in mind when you're scrolling through other people's pages as well, that they're only creating a little fragment that isn't their true reality. And a lot of people are also renting out spaces, renting out fancy cars, renting out clothes or whatever to make you think they're wealthy and rich. But that is something they're doing for social media in order to get more views, in order to get paid, in order to get sponsorships. Okay, so it's all an illusion. So the best thing for you in order to heal, in order to get away from that procrastination, is to remove the temptation. Okay, remove the obsessions, the bad habits, the toxicity within your life. In order to do this, in order to know what aspects of your life has that toxicity, you need to spend more time alone. Okay, if you want to be part of authenticity, of honesty, of truth, then look no further than nature. It is the most authentic place you can ever be in. Because everyone will either lie to you or say one thing but do another, or even if they are honest, eventually through some chain of events, even if it's not their intention, they will hurt you in some way. But in nature, you can always heal. You can always build yourself up, because nature is our true basics. It is where we come from. It is where we are always and will be connected to. Okay? So for you guys, you're going through this depression because you, like, for different people be different things, but you may have been chosen to end the cycles that have been repeating in your family. Okay, this could be cycles of bad karma, of financial struggles, of maybe even abuse of some kind, of substance abuse or sexual abuse or physical, mental, spiritual abuse, whatever it is, whatever has been going on in your family, you may have been chosen to end that. It ends with you because you will choose different. You know better. Okay? Even if people within your environment have been mistreating you, let that be a lesson for you on how not to behave. Okay? Because you don't need to repeat their patterns. You can allow those actions and that behavior to teach you of how not to be. And through that, by knowing of how not to be, you know how to be. Okay? You have options in front of you, but you need to distinguish between truth and illusion. Okay, I've heard this story many times, and if you're new to my channel, maybe you didn't hear me say it before, because I think I mentioned it possibly once or twice in my previous videos, but it's basically a life and death talking to each other, and death asks life, how is it that everyone loves you but hates me? And life answers, it's because I'm a beautiful illusion and you're an ugly truth. Okay? So even if reality is harsh, know that there are still beautiful moments, authentic and wonderful moments in it. Okay? So don't think that all of life is hopeless and bad, okay, because it's not. It's all on how you perceive it, how you choose to see it. Okay? So you have the ability to see life how you wish to see it. And you have the ability to take what you know from your experiences and learn from them. Okay, whether that's on how not to behave or how to behave, it's all a teaching lesson, but it all ends and starts with you. You have been chosen by the light, okay, by a God source to change this world. Because our past generations have been living the same life over and over again. Okay? How many times have you heard, maybe in your own life or in others, where family will tell you not to talk about family stuff? That was a way to control a generation, not to speak about abuse or some sort of control that has been happening. And because of that, more victims have been born, have been living, have been created, just by not being able to talk to others about what goes on in their family. I'm not saying talk to everyone about it, but seek a therapist if you need to. Talk to someone you trust, whatever you need to do. But it has to end with you. Don't be tied to people that limit your life or that prevent you from flying higher, that prevent you from thriving, that prevent you from being happy, that prevent you from being comfortable in your own skin or in your environment. Do not be tied to those people and submit to them or have some loyalty to them, because it isn't fair that they then have their comfort, but you have to walk on eggshells, or you have to cry every night or feel bad about yourself, or God forbid harm yourself. Okay, do not tie yourself to those people. I don't care if they're family or longtime friends. They do not deserve you. Because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be living in bliss as well. You deserve to be comfortable in your own skin. You deserve a safe haven in your environment. And if you don't have that, then it's time to start shedding away, purging the toxicity from your life. Okay? If you can, try to talk to these people on how you feel, how they make you feel, because maybe they don't know better. Okay, like literally, they may be part of a generation or how they were brought up and they don't know better. So it's still worth it to try and talk to them in a civil way, sit them down, tell them that you just have some things that you want to talk about, and then tell them how you have been feeling, that like the things that they do and how they have made you feel about yourself, about your life, and what it is you need, what kind of support you need, what kind of love do you need, okay? If they can't see what you're saying, if they cannot connect with you, if they start making excuses, if they start gaslighting you, then you know that these are not your people and you need to get out of there if you're able to. If you're not able to, maybe you're underage or aren't financially set yet, then limit your communication with them. Talk to them in a civil way, but do not emotionally tie yourself to them, okay? Get a job, or if you have one, work your ass off, work overtime if you need to, and start saving money, okay? Stop spending money on crap you don't need, because the most important thing is to get out of there and start living your life and healing from whatever they created your environment to be, okay? So you have been chosen basically to do better, okay? And there are choices. You do have options and choices. Underneath the deck, you have the Three of Cups. So maybe finding better friends or connecting to your friends could be a potential. Because maybe your friends have your best interests at heart despite that your family doesn't. Or maybe there is a friend or certain friends that you now see are way better for you than the ones that you have been hanging out with or something, okay? So let us see what ways you can get out of this depression. What can help you at this time? Okay, so we got three cards. We got balance yourself. So you need to balance your inner world, okay? And the best way to do that is to step away from your environment. So go somewhere that you feel a lot better in, maybe a park, or even if it's a cemetery, right? You may connect to that tranquility. Not a lot of people can understand that. I tend to be, I guess, a dark feminine type, but there is tranquility and so much peace in cemeteries and graveyards, okay? So if that is your type of space, then go there. Wherever you feel at peace in some sense, okay? Maybe even if it's your room because you created a safe haven for you there, okay? Wherever it is, even if it's a little balcony, okay? Go there and just reflect, okay? Meditate. Get yourself some type of schedule where you also have time for some sort of activity that makes your blood pump, that makes it course through your body, that makes you sweat, right? So anything cardio. Because for depression, anxiety, and things like that, exercise of any type does wonders. Okay, it really balances out your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state, all of it. Okay, so you do need to balance yourself because right now you're more in your mind than you are anything else. Okay, so balancing yourself is the first step. Interact and relate. Community, family, tradition. So if family is the problem, partake in any type of community that you do feel connected to. Okay, so this doesn't have to be blood related. It can be friends. It can be an art community. It can be any type of community that you do feel a connection to, that you do feel safe around and happier with, okay? And if you don't have anyone, then nature is your best bet. Just sit somewhere in a forest or by some body of water or a park and just observe. Okay, don't think about what you're seeing, don't think about what happened in your day or put judgment on what's happening around you. Just sit and observe. Okay, imagine you're just watching a movie or things unfold, okay? Look at the little critters. What are they doing? Don't interfere with anything, but just sit and observe of everything that is happening around you and take deep, slow breaths. Okay, try to connect with what is around you. Try to, if you look at a tree, focus on that tree. Look at the bark. Look at the roots that might be popping out of the ground. Look at the leaves that are slowly fluttering in the wind. Look at the animals that crawl up the tree or that land on that tree, and try to fully immerse yourself by trying to feel what that tree is feeling, what it would be like to be that tree. Okay, this is very transformative and a type of meditation where you connect with something that is so raw and natural and authentic and honest, and you start to lose yourself in that you don't feel human anymore, but you feel a part of everything. Okay, it's how you can find the God within or the goddess within. Okay, your own divinity. So try to connect with something authentic and beautiful. Okay, and with the traditions, maybe create or partake in certain rituals that you haven't in a long time, something that connects you to your divine self. Okay, your third card is explore your creative side, visualize, paint, and record. So this could be record by basically maybe writing out your feelings, your emotions, your day, or even writing a book about your life. Or, as they say, everyone has a story inside of them. So maybe even writing a fiction novel about something, about your adventures. Or even when you're out in nature, try to just fantasize and think about what it would be like if maybe like a satyr or fawn, whatever you want to call them, if they came out of the forest, or if some elemental suddenly appeared in front of you, how would you react? What would it be like? Or if you're sitting in a forest and out there among the trees, you can visualize a family of unicorns just strolling by and grazing the grass and things like that. Try to invent a story around it. What happens next? Where do they come from? How did all this come to be? Try to create some story, and maybe you end up writing a novel. For others, try to maybe write poetry or paint or sculpt or do anything that allows you to express. Because when you're in that depression or in anxious mode, your soul needs to express itself in some way. Even if it's movement, even if it's just jumping up and down, flailing your arms around, whatever it is, you need to express yourself. Okay? A lot of our illnesses or these like heavy emotions, a lot of it stem from a soul that is either restless or agitated about something. And the more we ignore it, if we don't release those emotions, those feelings, those thoughts in a healthy way, then our body starts to get illnesses. And that could be small as getting headaches, migraines, aches and pains, to something as heavy as getting cancer or some other type of illness, okay? So you need to express yourself. You need to say things out loud to someone on your emotions, on your thoughts, on, trying to organize everything inside of your mind. The more you bottle it in, the more you keep it hidden or secret or buried, the heavier and harder it will get to release it. Okay? A lot of people that are overweight are like that because they are bottling a lot inside. Okay, whether it's secrets, whether it's trauma, whether it's jealousy, it will be different for everyone. Okay? So this is your way of how to heal this depression. Okay, so balancing yourself, connecting to something that truly makes you feel more divine, even if it is just art, right? And a way of expression, even if it is just music, right? Maybe it's not people, maybe it's nature, maybe it's volunteering at an animal shelter and connecting with those animals. Okay, so just remember to remove that temptation, remove that obsession, that toxic habit, and start to work on yourself, because you don't want to waste years in this sort of darkness where everything is stagnant and nothing is going well. You want to move on from that. Okay? But you have been chosen to see the truth among this illusion. And that's why you feel as you feel. There's nothing wrong with you. You just are an awakened soul. And now you need to do the work to heal that and to live in truth and authenticity. Okay? If you guys want, I have been thinking about opening another channel for health and beauty reasons, so for like healing stuff and maybe ASMR type healing ritual videos and things like that. If that's something that you are interested in, then do comment below or like this video. I don't get too many likes, so let's say if I get 10 likes or more, I'll do it. Because I see that a lot of people do need some type of healing, and I do have ideas on videos for, healing and affirmations and things like that. So if that's an interest to you, then comment below and tell me so that I know. I do hope you heal from this, because I know that no matter what other people tell you on, on some good words or insights and things like that, at the end of the day, it's up to you. Because no matter how much someone else helps you or tries to guide you, I know that the depression will still be there, because it's not until you decide for yourself that you want the help that you will start healing. So I do hope that you do choose that, and whatever you do, I ask that you please don't harm yourself in any way, because I can promise you that, I don't want to say the cliche of things get better, but you have no idea of how instantly and in a second opportunities come and things change. Things that you didn't even think would be possible for yourself. Because as you can tell, there's a pattern to your life, and things have always been going as they have been going, right? And you keep thinking, this is it, there's nothing else. But you have no idea how wrong you can be. I was amazed at how much I have experienced that I never thought I would, because I gave myself the chance to do so. Okay, so please don't do anything that literally you will regret, because you have been brought here for a reason. Okay, you have been brought here to change the world. You're feeling as you do because you're chosen for something better. And to end it early would be such a waste. Especially, you would have suffered in vain, for nothing. if you end it quickly. So allow yourself to heal and see what's on the other side. What exists beyond this toxic environment? What exists beyond your house or your town or your neighborhood or your city or even your continent? There's a whole world out there for you to explore and experience amazing new stuff in. This, what you have now, is a drop in an ocean. Okay? Remember that you are loved. And I know it's hard to accept that or to feel that right now, but imagine it like this. Okay, in as vast as space is, as many planets and systems and solar systems and dimensions and everything that exists out there, you were created. The divine has breathed life into you so that you can exist. So despite all this vastness and grandness of things, even you, as small of an ant you are compared to that vastness, even you were found worthy to have been created. So you too are loved. You too are worthy to live, to experience, and not just to exist, but to truly live. Okay? So I want you to accept that. I want you to acknowledge that. Okay? And I hope you do take these steps, even if they're little as possible, one thing at a time, every single day. It still is a move forward. Okay? So remember that you are loved. Remember that you have a whole team behind your back in the spirit world working with you and alongside you, but you need to choose that. You need to meet them halfway. They cannot do all the work for you. Okay, you need to choose that you want better and that you do want to be happy. And remember that happiness is not a destination. Don't think that if I have X, Y, and Z, then I'll be happy. No, happiness is an emotion and you can feel it right now. Think of the best day of your life, the greatest moment, even if it was a day when you went to the movies and watched some awesome movie, or you were walking and you found something funny. Think of that moment and allow yourself to smile. Okay? You deserve to have that smile planted on your face every single freaking day. No matter what others tell you and no matter how others treat you. Okay? So, best of luck to you, and if you need any more guidance on any specific topic, comment below or message me on Instagram or anywhere if you don't want it to be public and want, to say something private, you can do so. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as that helps out my channel and allows other people to get the help they need. And also, check out my Ko-fi page. If you do have the means, you can leave a tip there. You can get a personal reading if you want a more in-depth reading on this topic or other topics. You can shop there, and you can also become a member so that we can form our own little tribe, and you can get monthly perks on different things, monthly free readings, discounts, and things like that. So, best of luck. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.